This is a Zeus Platinum. So turn it off right now if you don't have over $1,000 to spend. You good? You good? Is the room emptier now? You breathe? FiiO, which is printed slightly off center. Just want to point that out. So they sent me this. And I've unboxed it already. I unboxed it on my unboxing channel. Links in the description to an entire channel where every day there's unboxings because I get lots of stuff. Lots of stuff needs to be unboxed. But I reboxed it for this review because I wanted you to come with me on the journey. You see, FiiO hasn't made anything that costs over $1,000. In fact, we've gotten like 700, like the M11 Pro, I think is like their top. If you know of something that I'm not thinking of, please tell me. But I think this DAP is it. This is their piece de resistance. So let's go through the unboxing. I'm gonna need more space for this. I know I'm gonna need more space. We'll talk about the headphones when I get to them. So the plain, unassuming cardboard box gets undone. And you're now left with this. Like, holy God, the rainbows. Have I taken that much LSD? Rainbow, like, hologram box? And I'm just like, whoa. And it's heavy. I'm like, did they put 6 of these in here? So that's just silly. There it is. There's a picture of it. That's glossy. The rest of it is like jeebus. So let's take it out of this. Now we've got this. So now we've got another experience where it's like, oh, that's really like the shiny letters on the beautifully textured box. That's nice. Like, why? Okay, let's see this thing. And it's like, oh shit. Oh God. So that was just another box. We're getting there though. I feel it. I feel like we're almost there. So now we've got a wooden like coffin that it sleeps in like a vampire. We take this off. That's some sort of experience. That is some sort of unboxing experience. In the original, when I go and open it in the original unboxing, I don't know if that video is out yet. I'll see if Pasa's finished putting the links on it. So there is the M15. Finally, oh, I broke the thing that pulls it out. I actually did that before. It's like, all of this just so I have to like scoop the player out. One last thing before we go. So I got this. I'm like, oh, that was beautiful. But this looks like thick. It looks like there should be something else, right? And this is what's normally inside. Real quick. Quick start guide. A screen protector that you could put on, which I don't have on, and I'll explain why in a bit. And if I forget, I apologize. The random little folding box with your tool to install a memory card. And there was a wire. A very, very hard plastic USB-C cable, and all the wooden box also came with this around it, and then there was one of these adapters to go to coaxial digital. So I decided, in the spirit of having such a great unboxing, I would get a little John Wick on it. And what I thought I would find when I lifted this out, because there's like, you can't pull the thing. If you try to use the thing to pull it out, it rips off. So you got to like really get around the back. And what I would do if you bought an M15 is you totally want to hide like a knife, some ammunition, some money, and a passport, and maybe some condoms. Like that's the ideal thing to be behind. Just like, oh, look, customs, you could do this. That ain't going nowhere. This is ideal. So thank you, FiiO, for providing me that, because John Wick taught me anything. It's always have an extra passport, some condoms, a wallet, some money, some bullets. You need it. You need the knife. M15. Where is it? Somewhere over here is the big one. Are you it? I can go through. I should have had it out already, but oh, you're the Lutu. So you're the closest thing price-wise that I have. The actual M11 somewhere in there. We're not going to really... We're going to talk about it. I don't need to see it and hold it. Before we turn it on, let's take the tour. If you put this down like that, or actually with the screen off like that, and just look at it, it kind of looks like a battery charging brick, like an Anker battery charging pack. The one big detractor, one of the things I like about something like the Lu2 is when you put it in its leather case, which this does not come with a case. You put it in its leather case, you take it out of its case, it looks special. Hard edges, buttons on the side. I mean, it's not that different. But yet somehow this looks like an expensive piece of equipment, and this doesn't. So this, the bottom has USB-C to charge, single micro SD card slot. Now, one of the reasons I didn't prefer the M11 Pro over the M11 was it took away one of the micro SD card slots. So what do they do in this? Instead of giving you dual, they give you one. Now, they double the internal memory from 32 to 64. That doesn't make up for the like 500 gigs, but I think what they're trying to say is that if you can afford a $1,300 DAP, my God, man, you should be able to afford the largest micro SD card, and you only need fucking one. So there you go. So that's the entirety of the bottom. The entirety of the, I guess, right-hand side is nothing. It's a smooth, rounded grip. It's very smooth. It's very silky. I do enjoy touching it, rubbing my fingers up and down. The top, the business end. The only thing that really, if this was black up here, you would have no way to visualize this on camera. 4.4 balanced Pentagon, 2.5 balanced, and 3.5 unbalanced. Also up here is a volume knob, analog, but digital. So it's not an infinite spinning. Most players, you get an infinite spinning knob. And the only one I could think of, could do a lot of reaching over, is the Monoprice Portable has a analog digital knob, which means it has a defined end and a defined top, and you can turn it all the way up or all the way down, and it shows you on the screen your volume. We'll get back to referencing that in a second. So we'll get to why I like and dislike that volume knob. But then you come around to the other side and you get a series of buttons, an unlabeled, last track, play pause, next track, I'm sorry, next track, play pause, last track, power, and a hold switch. So you can actually switch to hold. Haven't seen one of those in a while on a player, maybe for a long time. The back, I think this still has a protective cover on it, and I could take it off, but I don't know if I feel like it. No, we're not going to. You can see the carbon fiber, you can see the high-res audio stickers, which are literally permanent in there. Fingerprint magnet, but it's got the plastic on it, so I don't care. The screen itself, while off, and I'm going to have to get a rag because black screens make fingerprints. I'll turn it on, you'll be able to see that, but the actual screen is quote-unquote, according to them, edgeless. And you can feel it. Your finger goes off, and the glass literally goes down, and the metal starts. So it's almost like an edge screen. What was that phone with the edge screen that everyone was dropping in? It was immediately shattering. So that's why I didn't put the protective glass on it, because you can't glass protect. If the screen is higher than the thing, it's just going to stick off and it's going to make an even greater lip of feel to it. So I've been real careful with it, and I'm just running it raw dog. Now let's turn it on. And I wanted you to get the full experience of this. Big ass screen. Big ass screen. It says FiiO. Still says FiiO. Still says FiiO. Still says FiiO. We're starting now. We're still okay, here we are. Okay, now we're started. So, still not faster than the Lu2, which, in case I want to refresh your memories, this has been turned off and sitting there for weeks. So let's just turn this on. Sample. Still says sample. It's on. So, Android, non-Android. Thank you, Lutu. You can go back to your home for a little while. And if I decide to sell one of these in the yard sale, that's a big thing. Because I have to turn this on and I have to wait. And it's not long. It's not 2 minutes. But 15 seconds is still 15 seconds and 4 is still 4. So now we have a running player. I don't know why the screen went off. Unlock. I left the default background because I actually like it. Very, very rare. It is the internals of the unit. You can see op amps, and you can see the AKM, AK4499 EQ chips that are there, although I think this is a reversed image because it's showing connections on top, and there's no connection here, so I think this is actually what it would look like if you opened up the back. But I'm digging it. The unboxing experience, good. The actual build of itself is heavy. Maybe not heavy R6 heavy, or Sony. The Sony high-res players, the real heavy-duty. When I say heavy-duty, I don't just mean robust in their power. I mean they're fucking milled out of copper, and the same with the Hibi R6 Pro. FiiO sort of took a step back and went, you know what? We don't have to make it weigh like 2.5 pounds. Would you like that, world? And everyone went, yeah, of course. We're not dumb. I think heavy players, like, I can't lift it up, is probably not the way to go for anything that's supposed to be a portable media. So, as far as the hand feel, nice. I like how that just opened up randomly. Also, I left on the switch, home, and back keys instead of putting gestures because the screen is so large on this. I don't care if I lose a little bit of it. I don't want to be like figuring out which way is back and switch and do I have to swipe from the outside or the. So I kept it alone. Here's the issue. First issue. You open it up, you turn it on. Okay, it's got a good solid feel. Outputs on the top and not the bottom, which I'm kind of a bottom output sort of guy. I kind of like it on the bottom. What? Why is everyone laughing? I kind of like it on the bottom because if you're holding the player, the wire just comes out and that's it. This player, however, is so large that unless you're going to grasp it like that, you're probably going to put a finger underneath it. Like, am I editing the screen? Please stop. Please stop. So you're probably going to do that, which means you can't really put a plug here, which means you have to put everything here. And then what do you do with the SD card? You put that on top. So I could live with the outputs on the top. I'm fine with it. It'll go in my pocket. That I do intend, I've taken this outside and you put it in your pocket so you can reach the volume and the headphone jack doesn't get janked in the bottom of your pocket. The first and most disappointing thing about the M15 is it's still running Android 7. And you can't just load apps from the App Store, from the Google Play Store. And that's horseshit.com. Because the hippie ones, they were all running full, better, newer Android, more open Android. And there's reasons FiiO isn't doing this, because they use their special pure music mode, and they have hardware that they've been developing for the older Android, and they just aren't prepared to upgrade. But that sucks. You're running a $1,300 DAP that you cannot just go to the Play Store. It's connected to my Wi-Fi. You can go to their applications library. It's built into the phone. It comes with all these. Actually, no, it doesn't come with all these, which is sort of weird, by the way. I want to point out that you have a 64 gig internal memory. You open the applications and you get Amazon Music, Deezer, Jukes, KKBox, Yugo, KW, Move, Nessus, Qbuzz, QQ Music, Rune, Spotify, Tidal, and Xiaomi. And you have to hit download and download all those. Why don't they just put the APKs on here? I know you want to have the newest one downloaded, and maybe that's the reason. But I feel like they could probably give you whatever the newest at the time is, and it'll just update as soon as it goes on. There's also Bandcamp, Zingting FM, Radio World, SoundCloud, TuneIn Radio, Zimaile, and then there's 3 third-party APK markets. And I just randomly picked Cool APK, because, Cool APK. That's got to be cool, right? And it turns out it's entirely in Chinese with I can't find, like, what's that? What am I saying yes to? No? Give my Wi-Fi password directly to the people? Okay, that one. I don't, like, will this be on every FiiO? That's Windmills and there's Fly Me. I'm going to, We'll close that. Goodbye. So, I mean, I can uninstall that. But it's like, just give me a newer Android. This is your premier flagship. Don't shove Android. The fact that it's an Android player means I'm going to be looking at it with more scrutiny. I gave this a thumbs up, the Bluetooth, because it's not Android. It turns on. You can Wi-Fi. There are app things you could deal with, but it's pure music listening. And once you sew and shove Android on something, it's sort of like, well, okay, it's pure Android. What else can it do? What else can it do besides music? Because then you want to do things. You want to have all these options. So at least you have Spotify and Tidal. You can get those without doing weird shit. But if I want to load Telegram or Plus Messenger or Firefox onto this, I got to do it through some weird-ass method and SD cards, and it's bad. It's not the way I want to go about this. The other two third-party APK markets are APK Pure and Ying Bong Bao. Now, could you tell why I didn't download the Ying Bong Bao? I could have probably tried APK Pure, but I'm not going to do it now. No, because Cool APK should have been the English one. So I'm going to close the application market. Back to the things on desktop. You get the clock. You get a photo gallery for whatever reason, because, I mean, the only photos you'll have in here are maybe what's in your music. Amazon Music I installed because I have an Amazon Music with a Ultra HD account. Works fine. Everything works fine. There's only one screen today. Your downloads, the actual actually Chrome is on here, but if you wanted to use Firefox, you couldn't. The actual music app is the same app. That's on every FiiO. And that's good for consistency. And also, you can download this app for your normal phone. The FiiO Music app is available for free. Why wouldn't they want the FiiO Music app, which you can go into and you can access the Bluetooth device control to control FiiO devices? Like, that's a good thing. That's promoting the brand. What's FiiO? Most normal people don't have a clue what a FiiO is. They understand phone, Apple Store, Uber Eats, and I don't know, Tinder. That's normal phone people. That's the entire spread of their knowledge. They don't even know what a Twitter is. So the fact that you can get this for free, run it, and it's just like your phone, it's just like your phone. So right off the bat, I'm sitting here using this, and it doesn't feel different than I'm using just the M11 or the M11 Pro. For reference sake, I'm just going to say M11 because the M11 and M11 Pro had those very, very slight differences. Slightly better DAC. Slightly less power, but cleaner. And then it was removing an SD card, but it had different processing, and also it can do MQA. So there were reasons for the Pro to exist, but I couldn't personally justify them over the M11. Everyone saves $200. So now, $1,300. Why the fuck, Zeos, would I even consider this when other options exist? Because this is FiiO stepping into a very big boy market. The Astle and Kern market, all right? FiiO has not competed directly with Astle and Kern in any sort of meaningful fashion. It's been like, oh, FiiO has a cute little player, and Astle and Kern's got like a $4,000 and a $3,000 and a $2,000 player, and everyone's like, ah. So this is them actually taking a stab at it, and it's a swing and a slight miss. Number one, the Android's too old. It should be updated. I don't mind that it takes long to turn on because it uses the same technology that the M11 is famous for, where you can literally just, if you don't have it set to shut off in the menu and you just sleep the screen, and I put this down at 42%, which is, by the way, what it's at, and I come back in 4 or 5 days and turn it on, it should be at like 39%. So, that sort of gets around the fast turn on, turn off. But when I put things on the shelf there for 4 or 5 weeks at a time, this is not going to hold up to that sort of scrutiny. So it's nice that it has that option, but that doesn't fix the fact that it hold on, cleaning. Yeah, that doesn't fix the fact that it's still slow to turn on and turn off. What else do I have to talk about immediately before I get into how amazing this sounds? Because it does. Here's the thing. 15 minutes into this video already, I did the unboxing. It's got its flaws that I'm not done going through. But in the overall arcing end, if you someone's going to link to this timestamp. This is the best sounding thing FiiO makes, thank God, because the BTR5 was that, last month. So if you want to go from the best thing they make previous, the best sounding thing is this, followed by the $110 BTR5 Bluetooth receiver. The difference, the biggest difference, because we pulled on the menu here, and you get Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, you want phone out or line out, high-low gain, choose mode, which I'm currently in Android mode. We can put it to pure music mode, USB DAC mode, or Bluetooth receiving mode, which would be like, put it in that mode. And now it's just waiting for my phone to talk to it. Then you don't have to pick this up. Then my phone becomes the thing that's generating the source, and it pushes into this, and then you're listening through this amp DAC combo. I'm going to leave that, however. I think back does it. I have to enter. Let's just enter. We're entering the pure music mode, which no longer runs the antennas. Bluetooth, I don't know. Bluetooth, I think, can be turned on, but it's turned off immediately when you do that. Wi-Fi is turned off. All other sort of antennas are disabled so that you have a pure music mode. So I get it, and I used it, and I can't really find any. There was never any like creepy crawling noises, like so it wasn't like I needed that mode, but it's there. Now, once I'm in pure music mode, I pull down the menu again. Low gain, mode choose, in vehicle mode. So in case you wanted to leave this $1,300 player in your car to act as the source for your fucking 1-bit DSD music, which you're not gonna, but you have that option. Then there's the filter settings, which is the basic, let's see, what do you got? Sharp roll-off, slow roll-off, short delay, sharp roll-off filter, short delay, slow roll-off, super slow roll-off. Let's put it on that just for fun. And some other options in here in the menu. If we want to go through the entire menu, I can do that. But we're getting to the good one. There's an important one. There's one option. There's one option that makes this unit worth more than the other ones we've looked at previous. Is one. And it's not AirPlay. That ain't the fucking option. This over-ear headphone mode. Off currently. You turn it on. I said currently. That's a joke. Did you get it? She doesn't get it. Attention, please note that when on high output mode is on, the output voltage will be greatly increased to better drive high impedance headphones. Do not plug in anything high sensitivity. Do not plug in any high sensitivity earphones in this case so as not to damage your earphones. So you have to hit there's a warning label when you hit that on. And I don't know where their impedance line is, like to 150 ohm headphones or higher, because that would mean when that's not on, IEMs, super efficient portables, fine. Anything else, flip that switch. So yesterday I went on a 3-hour, 3.5 mile walk around because it was 63 degrees in the early of February. And I took my Sundars and I put the balance cable on them and I plugged them into this and I started walking. I started listening. I'm like, wow, God, this sounds good. Like these Sundars are amazing. I love these Sundars. They're fucking amazing to walk around. Didn't have nobody next to me. I wasn't on a bus. I could just let open air planars be on my head. And then I hit that button. I hit the high power. I hit the over-ear headphone button. And I'm like, all right, let's see what this does. Because I know what it is. It's on a couple amps. It's a high current mode. And once you hit that button, you understand. That's when you get, oh, you're a $1,300 digital audio player, not a $600, $300, $200 Bluetooth receiver. Oh, okay. It does two things. First, it turns it into a pocket warmer because this thing goes from like cool to warm, like it's a tube amp warm. You gotta start cooking things. There's another option that will do that, which is all to DSD, which will actually use the DSD circuitry for every file you play, no matter what the source. So Spotify MP3 streams get converted somehow into DSD through the DSD conversion. And it says, a big warning pops up when you turn that on. This is going to murder the battery and cause a lot of heat. So imagine if you put that on and high output mode for over-ear headphones, you could just start a fire with it, probably. I haven't turned that option on. I don't need to go all things to DSD. But that high current mode, that over-ear headphone mode, don't think your headphones don't need it until you try. Just like whatever you got, whatever you're wearing, just try it. Try KPH30Is, turn it on. Because that makes it sound like a desktop amp, like a very good, clean, warm, reference level of desktop amp instead of just, oh, portable player. So, where the Lutu, I thought sounded better than the M11s, now it's sort of like not just on par. I think this unbalanced with high gain, which, by the way, did I say I put it high gain? I didn't put it on high gain. I kept it on low gain. We'll talk about the volume control now and why low gain is fine. Because low gain, high gain, yes, is a big bump. And then you go over-ear headphone mode and not over-ear headphone mode. There is a slight volume increase when you turn that option on. But it isn't just, oh, it's louder or it's pushing harder. It's pushing hard, like the right sort of harder. It's like getting a masseuse that actually has like built muscles and you're like, oh, he's pushing the right spot with his thumbs up my, oh God. So it's doing something that's more special than just louder. The current, the amount of current it's pushing out for like 0.8 of a watt. And that would be on high gain. So I don't know if the thing says what it is on low gain. What do you mean Google Earth Pro? There's like a little pop-up. I don't even understand. Is that even installed in this computer? This is why I never minimize foobar, ever. So, this is one of those cases where, like the M11 Pro, M11 Pro, they upgraded the DACs to the next best DACs. Okay. And we upgraded this little thing. And I couldn't quite grasp the difference. Because it was an incremental little step. And this is like 2 or 3 more incremental steps past that, and I can absolutely tell you the difference. I could pick this out in a blind test. Like, all right, what's powering it now? What's powering it now? Okay, what's powering it now? Oh, that's the fucking M15. I could just tell you it's the M15. The closest thing I could tell you to what this sounds like with that current mode on is my WA11 Topaz. The portable brick that's like 3 pounds. I love that thing. That thing it's not sterile and clean. It's warm and masterful is the only way to describe why I have a $900, actually it was like $1,300, but I got it for cheap because I got a used one. Like portable just DAC amp with no screen, like no source, just this. And because it made me go, when I listened to it. And this gets me right up there and I go, when I listen to it. Let's actually plug something in and listen. This is the first time I put the Argons on it. I had other high impedance headphones on it. I took them out, but I wanted the first actual playthrough. And I'm going single-ended. These are not a balanced pair of Argons. Code Gase. Oh, we should probably talk about the volume control before I start operating it. So, it's a knob. It has a minimum and a maximum. And it's digital because obviously it could show you on the screen what the volume is. And I don't know if the camera is going to pick this up, but it's fucking hilarious because this unit here, turn this bitch on. When this comes on, when it comes on and you start turning the volume knob, it shows you in very, very clear, concise, precise increments where this physical knob is. We can go all the way to 0, stop, or go all the way past to 16. And my biggest complaint with this unit was that it's a little too shit. Like it's a hard to turn knob, but if you turn it wrong, if it's in your pocket and your fabric's running against it, you could blow shit up real bad. But at least you knew what the volume was. This unit has a similarly controlled knob where it just goes up, but they don't show you in an actual number what your volume is. Instead, it's like a fucking Nokia cell phone from 1997 where there's a little speaker with an X, and the X turns into a little line, and then 2 lines, and then 3 lines, 4 lines, and then it gives me a warning. Which actually, here's the thing, it only gave me that warning because over headphone mode is on. If I shut that off, and we're still on low gain, I can go all the way to the top and it doesn't. What that needed was the ability to go into the menu, which it has, and tell it, I want you to stop me from being able to raise the digital volume past this number because I'm locking it in the menu. And what this unit needs is the ability for me to tell it in the menu, and it's fucking Android, so it has menus. It needs to be able to turn that knob, that analog knob, which I can't see the number. It needs to be able to go up and up and up, and then I have to be able to set a maximum volume. And it doesn't do that. Not on the non-over-ear mode. If it's just on low gain, high gain, you can just turn the knob all the way up and down, up and down, up and down. And you can hear the headphones going. When you turn on the over-ear headphone mode and you hit OK, because, oh my God, high impedance only and don't be a bitch, then you start turning this knob. And I can tell you it goes from 0 to 120 because in the menu, if you dig through the menu, it has something that shows you the volume. Like you could turn to it and then go to that thing in the menu and you'll see exactly where it is. But it's like, that's the dumbest thing. Just put it up here in the top bar. And at 99 out of 120, it stops. And let me pause it for a second. The current volume is relatively high. Please be careful with your hearing. Do you really want to continue to increase the volume? And then you have an option to say, do not display this again, which I couldn't turn on because I wasn't sure if I could turn it off before this review and I wanted you to see it. Now I could just hit OK, and now I've unlocked the next 100 to 120 volume clicks. So I play this, it's louder, but if I lower it and I go to raise it again, it's the warning again. So, and if you lower it past it, it's away. It's on, it's off, it's on, it's off, it's on, hit OK, and now I have full access. Keep in mind, this is still on low gain. So if I were to switch this, and now this is my first time doing this, over your high current mode, high gain, going to turn this knob and see if I even get to that warning. Yep, I do. I'm going to hit OK. Here we go. Next check. All right, that's maximum the M15 will do. That is as loud as you can get. The argons on M15s, and I'm going to... Okay, that's loud enough. Woo! That was loud. So, here's my concern. Number one, I haven't put on high gain for almost any of the headphones I've tried. That's number one. Number two, that wasn't even balanced. This is just single-ended. High gain, high current. Fuck. And number three, that warning is fixed at 99 out of 100, whether you're on high gain or low gain. And it only comes up when you're on high current mode. And it should be a fucking option, FiiO. Please make it an option that there's just like set volume limit. And it would be out of 120. And it would be wonderful if it was like on low gain, on high gain, with current on low gain, with current on high gain. So you could set all different options. Because this is a dangerous unit if you don't know where that knob is. And I'm looking at it and I'm seeing 4 notches. But it's real, well, that's maxed. So there is an indicator, there is an actual little dot right there. Oh, and another cool little feature. Let me unplug this for a second. And I found this buried in the menus. There is a blue LED around the ring, and you could either set it to be on while the player's on, be pulsing while the player's on. I think, I might be wrong, it might be only pulsing while charging. Or have the LED intensity go up with the volume. So, so now we've got still no way to read an actual physical volume number on the screen. We have a little indicator here, and if you look, the blue ring, and I hope my camera's pointing at it, will get brighter and brighter and brighter as I turn it until I hit that, and then I hit that, and it's even brighter. So, I mean, if you somehow in the middle of the dark have the eyesight to judge how bright your ring is, so it's got a volume indicator that's one of the coolest things ever. Like, I love the fact that that gets brighter as you turn it up. I would even love it more if it was RGB and could actually go from like a cool blue to an intense red, like slowly work its way up. I'm looking at everybody in the industry to have that fucking on their knobs, please. But, so that's cool. That just means that the whole unit can read the actual digital number. It just won't give it to me. All right, I'm going to disable high gain for a second. And by for a second, I mean for the rest of this fucking review. Because that's absurd. I don't have a headphone here that I would put on this in a balanced situation and then set high gain and high current. And be even close to pushing this into the maximum. No. 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 Let's go with something really French. So now I'm on balanced. We're using 4.4. These are Stellias. And they're very, very French. Oui, mon ami. I'm going to put these on. We're on low gain. I'm still on high current, which I could probably disable, but I'm going to try it first. Where am I? That's half volume. Low gain, high current. See, taking off high current mode isn't a gain increase. But I can literally hear not the life, but the life being sucked out of the sound. Basically, it should always have that on, but as a power saving function. Oh, and I should point this out. The battery in this is 7,500 milliwatt hours or milliamp hours. This is mostly, I made the fun of it for looking like an Anker power pack. It basically is one. I think the entire size increase over the M11 is just battery. It's just battery. I've charged this thing full once, and I've used it 9 hours, and I'm at 40%. Just used it. Screen brightness at maximum because I was in the sun. It doesn't care. When you have that headphone option turned off, you're going to get infinity out of it. 15 hours is what it claims. I think it'll do more. When you turn that option on and it turns into a little space heater, you're probably looking at more like an 8-9 hour runtime. But I wouldn't be surprised if you can get 10 out of it if you don't use the screen all the time, if you use the buttons, which we have to talk about the buttons in a bit. So now I've got... Yeah, no, I have to put that on. I have to put that on every headphone. Even if... Now, granted, these are an over-ear headphone. And by the description alone, you should have it on for that. I feel like there should just be an IEM mode. It should be on this mode by default. So because no one's going to really read into that and have it on. They're going to listen to it and it's going to say it sounds like my M11. You turn that on, it's a completely different animal. It just makes everything sound like it's doing the job correctly. It should have an IEM mode that turns that off and takes away a lot of the extra current that would blow shit up. But low gain, high current is the sound that comes out of my body. I'm going to do another track. Hold on. Oh. Real quick. Buttons on the side. I hate it. I hate everything about this. I don't like this. I hate it. I hate it. I don't like it. I hate it. I hate it. And I don't like it. But... there's something on this that I absolutely fucking adore, and it almost makes up for the inability to find the buttons in my pocket. none of these are textured in a way that makes any of them stand out. Usually with the player, like this has like a little nipple there, and these are smaller, and that one's slightly larger, and then there's a space and then a power. So you can sort of feel like there's only 3 in a row, the middle one's slightly larger with a little nipple. You could tell where things are. This is a longer area, has 5 buttons on it, and there's no... The play pause is slightly larger, but to the point where my thumb is not sensitive enough to detect that. This should have been like a diamond pointing up with a needle, and then I could at least navigate what's going on. Like I would have to get crazy glue and put a drop there and let it harden so that it has a ridge. And I shouldn't have to do that on anything. So you put it in your pocket and you end up hitting next track or turning on the screen, and then you're hitting the screen in your pocket. You don't know why. Or you can hit the hold key. Now you can assign everything to the hold. You can tell the hold to not control the volume or control the volume. You could tell the hold to not control any of these or control any of them. And it's a mess. I was able to figure it out. Like I was able to reach in there, and I knew exactly if I held this part of my palm against it, that my furthest reach would be next track. But there's better ways to do buttons. Different shapes, different heights, different textures, something. I think this player is designed for the audiophile sitting there, staring at his waifu, and looking physically at the side of the unit while he changes tracks or does things. So that's bad. That's right off the bat bad. And moving the volume to a knob doesn't help you, because normally the volume is just the other side. So now this is all just play. These are the only 3 you really should be concerned with anytime you're using the unit when you're not seeing it. So you have 2 extraneous buttons. The power button you're almost never going to use if it's in your pocket, right? That shouldn't be a thing. In fact, I'd probably set the hold button to basically operate only the power button. If I set the hold, it just means don't turn the fucking screen on. The other 4 buttons that remain, last track, play, pause, next track, and then the mystery button. The mystery button is assignable. And there's a short list of things it can be. It's not like, oh my god, can I have that win the lottery? No, that's not what it does. And if I could dig through the menu and find it real quick, I would. But the menu, and this is like, it's an Android menu, and it's like, wait, was that in display? Or playback? Or general? In here somewhere is the setup for this button. And what I have it currently set to is almost worth the fucking cost of the unit. I'm going to go back to the song that's playing. We're playing Cage the Elephant. I'm currently playing Cage the Elephant. I got the whole album on here. I'm set not to shuffle. I'm set to play next song after next song, whatever alphabetical order. Cage the Elephant, Cage the Elephant, Cage the Elephant. The next song will be Cage the Elephant, and it'll keep playing all the way. Except I signed this button to play random track. So that means I press it, a random track plays. In this case, Predator 2's theme comes on, or This Is History by Alan Silvestri. God, I love the Alien theme, or the Predator theme. It's an Alien, so it's literally like saying Alien. And now that I'm there, now next track plays more Predator 2. Because it's not shuffling. I don't have it set to shuffle. I have it set to just keep playing where I am, just keep going down and down. This is an option I don't have set anywhere but on my foobar on this computer. This computer, my review computer, I usually leave shuffle off, default, but F6 is play random track button, and it operates the exact same way. Play in a row, play in a row, play in a row. I'm bored of this already. Shuffle me somewhere. Poof. Play in a row, play in a row, play. And that's something I don't know a single other player will do. Now, I'm sure there's other players that have assignable buttons, and that might be an option. I don't know. Tell me in the comments. But oh my fucking god, it changed the way I listen to music. Because I'm just sitting here. I love the Predator soundtrack. Is amazing. In fact, we'll take this off and listen to more Predator soundtrack. We were playing it. It's just all the way down. Oh, I went past the number. I don't want to blow up the Stellias. So if I hit this button, Predator 2, next track. Predator, oh, went to the Neon Demon. Another Neon Demon. You know what? Shuffle. Dexter Season 1. Next track. Dexter Season 4. Dexter Season 6. So now it's playing tracks in alphabetical order. Now, the other options for that button are like filter. Oh, I gotta go find the fucking... Alright. Let's go on this journey together, because this is what your life's gonna be like. So, settings. Okay. So, we've got Android mode. Oh, that's just to actually set it to Android mode, even though there's a mode switch in the pull down. USB DAC mode, Bluetooth mode. So those are the modes. You have your Wi-Fi, which is currently disabled because we're in the crazy leave me the fuck alone, shut off all radios, pure music direct mode. Then we have audio, display, notifications, apps, storage, battery, memory, and general. Is it general? Yes. I think, yes, multifunction button. Here it is. So you have that button, and you can add to favorites, which means whatever song is playing in the FiiO app will, boom, be added to your favorites. Kind of convenient. Play next randomly, which is what I have it set to, and is the greatest button that's ever been assigned to anything ever. Delete the currently playing song. Could you imagine if your friend got an M15, and he has it on add to my favorites, and you just go into his menu and switch it to delete the currently play? I have to know. Do you think it asks for a confirmation? Let's find out. What's the song that I won't mind deleting? What's playing currently? Oh, that sounds too good. I can't delete that. Okay, no. There, it's a short song. Ready? Nope. It's gone. It's fucking gone. It evaporated like that. Who needs that option? I mean, you have to be a real fucking American Psycho level of like, no, one click, one kill. Oh, I gotta shut that off before, oh God. You might accident, oh, my whole body quivers. My brain quivers. Delete the currently playing song with no confirmation. No. Fuck this song. I'm waiting in line at the pizzeria. No, don't love any of this music anymore. That's a weird fucking option. I'm just saying. I don't hate that it's there. I just think maybe it'd be like double tap to delete. Like press it once and it asks and you press it again. I don't know. I'm just a nice guy. I don't feel like shooting things in the face. Switch filter, which is the filters. It's, you know, sharp roll off, that sort of shit. Switch equalizer. So if you set up equalizers, pop and jazz and all that other shit, you can switch between those. Enter Bluetooth receiving mode, which wouldn't be a terrible option if you're a person who goes from playing it as a DAP to pulling out your phone and you need to make, well, actually, would you make a phone call? Or just pulling out your phone to use that? I could see that being a little bit more convenient, but I don't think you need like instantaneous button press for that. And then enter USB DAC mode. Again, I could see that if you're going to the office, you take this with you, you hit that button, then you plug it in, and then you're there. But no, delete currently playing song. No. Play next randomly. That's the. It's not 7-minute abs. It's not 6-minute abs. You can't even get a workout. It's 7-minute abs. So in here we also get the navigation bar settings, the power off timers, which I currently have set to not at all because I'm using it for review. Then here's the hold switch. Choose the buttons knobs you want to be available when the screen is off. And when the screen is off, it actually means when the hold button is enabled, not when the screen is off. And I currently have it only set to let me use the knob when the hold button is on. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna turn everything on but the power, oh shit. You can't so does that mean, hold on a second. So choose what I want to be available. So that means I'm gonna choose, I want to be able to control the volume and change the tracks, but I don't want to be able to turn the screen on. So that isn't an option. The power button isn't an option. Let's just see, let's get music playing again. I'm going to shut the screen off. I'm going to enable hold. And I could, touch panel has been disabled. Turn off the hold switch to enable it. So at least I can't dick with it. Will this screen just stay on, though? Like, it says hold. Scryad was a great show till the end. They were all great shows until the end. Shuffle, randomly. Mr. Robot's now on. So if I hit the... So I won't know in my pocket if I've accidentally turned that on. And it won't shut off because I have my screen set to never shut off for like 10 minutes. So it's going to suck your battery dead. But at least you won't accidentally be dicking around with the screen in your pocket. So it's a half win. Just a half win. All right. We're down to 37%, by the way. Last headphones to plug in. And this review is not done yet, and I only got these yesterday, and oh my fucking god, why didn't I review these earlier? These are the Acoustic Research H1s, which stands for Acoustic Research Headphone 1. And I don't want to spoiler it, but they may be going on the wall a little bit, just like a little baby bit. I don't know. We'll see. I'll see if the person who loaned these to me wants to sell them to me, because... Okay, hold switch is enabled. So now I can lock that, and it basically just locks the screen from being touched while the thing... I wish the screen just didn't come fucking on, but... So, by the way, here's the lock screen, which you can still control play, pause. Next. And then you have to slide to unlock it, and then you also get that. I don't have to explain the app to you. That's the thing. One of the big... I mean, I'm probably been doing this review for like 33 minutes already. That's my guess. And I don't have to explain the app, because it's the... If you own the cheapest FiiO... Hell, if you have a cell phone, you can play with this app. Just go to the App Store and search FiiO Music. There it is. Congratulations. There is no significant benefit to running the app on your phone versus this, except this is where the hardware lives that makes your headphones sing. So, I mean, if you want to try the app, if you don't know if you want, and like, you could sideload FooBar, or you could sideload USB audio player, but USB audio player you mostly use so that you could USB out to an external DAC amp, which if you buy a $1,300 DAP and you use an external DAC amp, you're a fucking idiot. And I'll say that right to your face. I'm going to make that stance. I'm going to say right to your face, you're fucking dumb. So don't be that guy on the train that has like this and then outputs so that this is not that wonderful. This is faster still as far as movement in and out of things because it's not Android. And one of the benefits of Android should be that you can load apps. And you can sideload apps. And you can load the apps it comes with. But it'd be nice if it was Android 8. Just make it Android 8. Please, FiiO, please just make it Android 8. I love it. It's the sound quality alone is gonna sell this thing. It's 100% great. The issue being the interface hasn't. It's not. It's a bigger screen. And it's got a faster processor and better DACs. This is the one scenario where, even though it functions basically the same as the unit that's half the cost, there is enough of a sound quality bump to say, oh, you may want to consider doubling your budget. Am I on high? I gotta put this on. I am on high. I'm not on high gain. I'm gonna try high gain. I was listening to these headphones before on it. Ooh. See, I need this on high gain, on high current. This warning needs to come up way sooner. It doesn't know. It doesn't know the music volume you're listening to. And it doesn't know the efficiency of the headphone. So I'm like, that's nearing destruction of the headphones, and then it pops up. Like, no. So let's shut high gain off. As many options as this has, I wanted to have more options. It's Android. In fact, there should be an entire other app that's not the actual Android control center, the Android settings, that lets you dick with these options on one page. My biggest problem is when you go into Android and you have to dig around through, well, is it under display? Is it under this? Someone could design a UI that makes it so much easier to deal with. And then once it's an app that's controlling hardware separate from the I don't know how Android works. Like, I'm not a fucking computer scientist. I can't tell you, oh, well, Zeus, you can't do that because Android's blah, 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 blah. I mean, is newer Android more locked down than older Android, and that's why they have to stick with 7? Someone knows. Someone who's not me knows. I just know what I want. Zeus doesn't know things. He just knows what he wants, and he complains loudly out to the internet. And hopefully it echoes around until it gets fixed. I love when that shit happens. It's great, because it doesn't, you don't have to get out of my chair. And I could influence betterment of the world. And I'll put it in pure music mode. Which, again, I don't hear a difference in pure music mode. There's not enough interference in the plane of existence for me to actually concern myself with it. I'm going to skip to another track. Another back to Code Geass. I only have like 1,300 tracks on here. Phase 2 Symmetry. See, I'm staying in this band, and I'm just going through. Now I want to change bands. See, now it's a quietly recorded song, and I need to take the volume up a little bit more, so I have to hit OK. And one of the other issues with that option is when you go below it, and you don't know if you go below it because nothing shows, and you try to go back up, you have to hit OK again. So if the screen's off, and I go up, the last 30% of the volume knob is doing nothing because that dialogue is waiting for me. So what I'm probably going to end up doing if I keep this unit is I'm going to hit Don't Show Me This Again. And I have no idea where I would be able to go turn that back on, but it would no longer protect me. The thing I'm complaining that I want, I'm willing to throw away because that's annoying. When I want to get like a quiet song, I just need that little bit more volume. And I don't want to go to high gain, and I just want just a little bit more. And it's always love-hate. It's always love-hate. Nothing's ever just love. If I just purely love something, and there's not even a little bit of hate, something's fucking wrong. Call the police. Send them here. The one... You know what's fucked up? You know what's fucked up? I just realized it. There's the micro SD card insert. And there is an exact same shaped square, like, cutout. Not a cutout, but a marking. And it says dual AK4499. Like, are they doing that for aesthetics reasons, where they're just matching it so it looks even? Is that USB in the center? Are they doing it just so it looks even? Or did they mark this for some reason and then decide they're not going to cut it out and put another SD card in there? I think someone explained why there's only one SD card. It's like it's too hard for Android to deal with having 2 external sources, even though the M11 does it just fine. And it's just easier for them all around to just do one. And if you could afford a $1,300 player, they expect you to just get a 1 terabyte micro SD card for $300. It's just a pain in the ass. I can't even get waifus on here without pulling out an SD card, putting it on my computer, plugging it in, then going and navigating into it, and then setting it as a wallpaper. So I'm using the stock wallpaper and everything. It's like 4 out of 10. 4 out of 10 right away. I'm joking. A little bit joking. I don't see how they could improve this much. Like, as far as the app goes, I've gotten pretty used to it. It's still a little bit, like, strange. Like, what mode am I in? Like, what am I looking at here? Why am I here? Okay, local music, playlists, and DLNA. And then there's a recently played list. This is all the songs I've recently played, that's fine. You can see they're all in a row, and they jump to something else, and that's all in a row. And then you gotta go local music, and then you gotta go... You hit play all on tracks, and that's fine. But it plays them in track alphabetical order. And I like to keep my music in, like, Metallica is under M. Then the next thing is LMN. And then the next thing is O. And that's bands. That's artists. And if I go to artists and I hit that, it does not... I can hit play all. So I basically have to either search for the artist this way, which it gives you a nice, like, letter jump. Yoshi Horikawa. Oh, where is he? I just saw him. Maybe I didn't see him. My God, what if I didn't see him? Oh, Tricky. Tori Amos. Who doesn't have Tori Amos? Thomas Dolby with Robin Williams. See, now I go all the way in and I dig. And now it says I have 1 of 1 tracks. And that's my biggest issue is if I search for a song through that sort of method, like, oh, I want an artist. I want this artist, this album, this track. Next track doesn't take me anywhere. It's the same track over and over. And I've got to go all the way back. And then I got to go to all tracks and shuffle all tracks because that's how I listen to music most of the time. It's just I only put music on here I want to listen to. So I only want to shuffle that. And the fact that I have to navigate in. There's a song I want. And now I'm stuck on it. Hope you fucking like that track. Actually, Ghost in the Shell. Oh, what is it skipping? Now it's going folder to folder in order. So what does this do now? Nope. Fucking nope. Damn it. So, a real quick explanation of what's happening now. So I went to the Toy soundtrack, and whatever the hell the artist was, and it finished everything in that folder, and jumped to the next folder. But now the random escape, get me out of here, I want to hear something different folder thing, only works in that folder. So it's not jumping from John Wick up to fucking the letter A or the letter B or fucking the Beastie Boys. It's just jumping around the John Wick folder until the John Wick folder has been completely played. Then it'll jump out of the John Wick folder to whatever the next folder is, which there's 18. So then it goes to Code Geass, and there's 18 of these. So if I hit this button, it goes from 3 to 7 to 4 to 15. And then I can go 16, 17, 18. Then it goes to 1 of 1, which is the last day of my adolescence, which is definitely Monogatari. Look, stop playing music. Stop talking about headphones. It sounds its price. It's getting warm, by the way. I've had that on, and it's hot. It's like, ooh, thank God it's, early February, and I need a hand warmer. This will cover you for that. I wish the design, the lacking parts of this, the design, it's boring looking. It doesn't look, Aslan Kern shit looks expensive. And I admire the fact that they didn't want to go that route. But I'm also a huge fan of like Sony Minidisc players and old tactile things with knobs and wheels and buttons. And this adds a boring plastic knob. It isn't even metal. Like put that knob there and have me turn it and I'd feel better about myself. I mean, it has the LED glow underneath it, and that goes up with the volume, and that's honestly something to be fucking proud of. Which, by the way, where is it? Where's the next track? I had to hit play, and then you could see the volume go. It's a cool little touch. It's a little touch. It's a cool little touch, but it doesn't. This doesn't scream at me $1,300 when I'm just holding it. Now, when I'm listening to it, that's a different story. Listening to it, I can taste where that DAC is now the top of the line, and the amps are the top of the line, and the current. I know why it's hot, because it's taking all the force that is the battery, that 7,500 milliamp hour battery, and it's shoving it through these holes on top to give you an experience. So, is it worth it? If you already have a FiiO player, and you want a legitimate up step from whatever it is, M11, M11 Pro, to something that I would consider sounds better, this is it. But for $1,300, you're in the range of getting Sonys or Bluetooths or some of the Aslan Kerns. There are the Hibby. I haven't gotten to that Hibby yet, but because I don't want it to cloud my mind, because I know where I am, and if they did something, and I don't have the screen protector on it again because I looked at it and it's not going to, it doesn't bend around this curve. It's a beautifully close curve right there that if you put a screen protector on it, it's going to be, not on the edge of the glass. It's going to be sort of in the middle and stick up. So, and it didn't come with a case either. And no one makes the case. DD Hi-Fi usually has cases. They don't have the case for this yet. I'm sure they will in the future. Yes, for sound. The cost is pretty much understandable with the size of the battery and the amplification tech that's in it now, and it does have lots of features. I wish it stood out a little bit more. Like, this panel didn't have to be black carbon fiber. This could have been, you know, suede or leather or something that's not in all the other lower end models. Give me the feel. Take this bit you've notched out and give me like a silicone rubber grip, something to identify this as their top of the line and not just another player in the FiiO lineup. Because it could be mistaken for an M15 if you didn't know what this knob was on the top. It could be mistaken for an M11, I meant. I'm going to shut it down now. Shuts down relatively fast. Actually, no, it's still shutting off. Now it's off. And you can see the screen is it's just been Italianed up. There we go. Beautiful. Keep this thing clean. Yes, I get it. It sounds its part. I know why it's worth that much. Are there problems? Absolutely. Android's too old. It needs to just let us into the fucking Play Store. And if they have problems with their other settings, work them out. Work them out. It's time now. I mean, I'm not going to sit around for the M17 now and the M15 Mark II in 2 years. And will that still have... How many more years of Android 7 are we supposed to have on this? Everything else in it is fucking great. I would like a second SD card. I've got I think I'd throw a 32 gig in there or something. I don't have all my music on it. The M11 has two 400 gig SD cards in it with all of my music. All of it. OSTs on one and non-OSTs on the other. I shove them in and that's everything I got. And that's everything I got. Everything I need. If I wanted Spotify on this, I feel like if you're getting this sort of amped DAC and you're playing with Spotify, you're sort of doing it a disservice. At least put FLAC on it, at least. Even though in my big rants, I'm always like, well, if you're going out and about and it's noisy, why bother with the highest possible quality? I don't think most people will be getting on buses with this. I feel like this is a go to your office or sit on your couch in your den and listen. Kind of like that Quolos giant box. So, I mean, you might as well just skip the MP3 streaming, get the Quolos, get the Quobuzz installed and, you know, just start DSD live streaming to it. Because that's where it's going to work. That's what you're paying for. You're paying for it to be this monster. I'm done. This is like a 40-something minute review, and I could keep talking about it forever and how I don't, you know, this and all the shape of it's nice, but the machine and the weight. All you care about is how it sounds, and you could have skipped all the way to this point in the fucking video, and I could have told you this sounds better than everything that FiiO makes, including the BTR5, and with that option on. And the heat, it probably beats the Lutu, which is the closest thing I have in the house against this, except for that Quest style. But that Quest style doesn't have the power that these do either. Neither one of these will just shit on that Quest style. And that thing's like 3.5 years old. That's why. It's all new, all forward. That wallpaper, she looks like she wants to have the flagship DAC that FiiO has. Available in the description. Crop it out, put it on your phone if you want. This channel runs on several things. Supporters on Patreon and Subscribestar who don't just pay the $5 or $10 a month to be there, but also when I put these things that companies have thrown at me into the yard sales on the 1st to the 10th of every month, you purchase that. I obviously pay taxes on the amount minus whatever the shipping is, and then, you know, that helps run the channel too. So it's like a multi-tiered thing going on. Someone was telling me that I was a piece of shit for selling items that companies gave me for free. Well, I tweeted today about how my YouTube profits have gone down 25% for no reason, down to a staggering $600 a month. $600 a month doesn't buy half of this player if I had to buy it. And I have to buy things for this channel. So, by all means, I'm going to accept things from companies for free, give them an honest review, whether I shit on them or praise them, and then sell them in the yard sale to people like you for a blind, silent auction. So if you think, if I put this in the yard sale, and I end up keeping the Lutu, and you say, you know what, CEOs, that's only worth about $718.43. If you live in the continental United States, there you go. I pay shipping. You live in Bangladesh, I go, give me half shipping. And then there you go. And that's how that works. So, $5 tier, see these reviews early. There should be at least 5 to 10 days early at this point. Ask me any questions you want on platform, either on Subscribestar or on Patreon. I will answer your questions for you. And then the yard sales, which I just described, 1st to the 10th every month, I just gather up things that I don't like. Oh, that maybe I don't need. I certainly am by product those Yamahas. I just got them because someone said these sound great. Well, there's another $160 I spent just to try them. I'm not going to contact Yamaha and wait 3 weeks for them to get back to me. Just buy it. Patreon money, buy it. Sold the last thing in the yard sale, just buy that. Then hopefully I sell that and make 80% back, or 50% back is more likely. What was I talking about? Subscribe star, Patreon, join. $10 tier. Behind the scenes chat. Those people know everything. They ask me, hey Zeos, didn't you get the M15? What do you think of it? You think I tell them to wait for the review? No, they're paying me $10 a month. Well, they're paying me $10 a month minus what I pay in taxes off of that, plus the fees off of Patreon. So they're probably paying me like $6.90 a month. And it's like, well, here's what I think about it. I just say it to them, right to everyone in the group. Everyone knows. If you don't want to wait for these reviews, if these reviews are too fucking long, which if you look at the timestamp down there, I think you could agree that they're too long and you should be watching them in like 1.5x. It's worth $10 a month to save all the time in the world. Hey Zeos, what do you think of those headphones? I think they're fucking phenomenal, and I don't know why they're not for sale anymore. Next. So $5 tiers, $10 tiers, there's higher tiers. Just want to say thank you. If I helped you in any sort of way, you could jump into one of those for a month or two and then back down, and I love you. I love you, baby. I love you. What else? Hi-Fi guides. I have plenty of mods on Hi-Fi guides that have access to see at least what I've reviewed. And as I release to Patreon, they can see the locked posts, and they create the posts specifically to do with anything. So FiiO M15. There will be a post up on Hi-Fi Guides to have a giant discussion on the Hi-Fi Guides forum. The Hi-Fi Guides site itself is being constantly semi-monthly, semi-double monthly, I don't know, bi-monthly updated with new products that are like, well, people should probably have this, so we take something away from it, and try to keep that as updated as possible. And that's currently generating its own revenues, which is nice. So there's no Patreon or anything for Hi-Fi Guides. But check that place out either way. It's mostly for real beginners who have no idea what they want. Like, what do you want? Headphones. Open or closed? I don't know. And then I'll give you both. What's your budget? Here's my budget. Okay. What kind of music do you listen to? And it's like, well, it gives you the flavors of headphone, not the music. It should do music subgenres. That'd be harder to do, though, because it's very subjective. Whatever. I'm done with this video. Are you done with this video? Cat didn't even come in here once. Not once did my cat come in here. All right. I'm done. I'm going to go put this little rat coffin back together, and I got to remember to take my passport out of it before I sell it with passport. That'd be real bad. That'd be real bad. That'd be a super Zeos move. Anyway, I'll see you all tomorrow for something less expensive and not a platinum edition and not 44.5 minutes long.